You know, a great question that I love when people ask me is, where should I invest my money? What really makes sense for me to invest in my new house? Well, that's a really personal question, and I can only give you guidelines, things to think about as you are designing your house. So, number one, let's think about quality materials. If you invest in higher quality materials now, you're going to get a return on investment later. You're going to get better performance. You're going to get lower maintenance. You're going to get longer lasting so you don't have to repair or replace them later on. So if you have a choice, always go with better materials. You trust me, it is going to make your dream house even better. Be thinking about resale value. Resale value shouldn't be the first thing that you go to, but everyone, maybe not everyone, but a lot of people that we talk to say, this is my forever house. We're going to live here forever. But the national average says most people are going to move in that 5 to 7 year point. So let's think about resale value. Don't over customize your house unless you're certain that this is going to stay in the family for a very long time. What does that mean? Well, that means things like cabinets and countertops. Choose classic, timeless designs, maybe in some neutral colors that again have that timelessness rather than those bold colors. Use bold colors in paint. Paint, easy to cover up. Let's go crazy with paint if you want bold colors. Let's do that with area rugs. But when you're thinking about your house and those things that are expensive to change later on, let's think about going with a timeless look rather than trendy. Flooring is another one that comes to mind. Maybe you have an awesome tile that appeals to you and a limited number of people. Well, let's put that tile maybe in your kitchen backsplash instead of a whole floor, because now we can easily go in and remove that tile and update it into a more classic look should you choose to sell your house. Certainly layout is a really important thing to think about. If you're building a house, let's say in a family community and it's just you and you just want one bedroom plus an office, maybe you should think about having 3 bedrooms. And those 3 bedrooms don't need to necessarily be 3 bedrooms. You can have the master suite, you can have a guest area, and now you can have an office. And just by adding the right size of window and thinking about a closet, you now have a 3-bedroom house that would appeal to the masses. These are the sorts of things to think about when you are contemplating building a house. You don't want to overbuild for the market. You want to make sure that should you choose to move later on, your house will be sellable and you'll be able to recapture the value. Probably the most important thing to think about of where should I invest my money is what matters most to you. Where are your personal comforts? Where do you like to spend the time? If you love to cook, let's make that splash in the kitchen. What does that look like? Well, it could be better appliances. It could be large work surfaces. It could be unique lighting to enhance whatever type of baking or cooking that you're doing. There's so many things that we can do in the kitchen to make your cooking experience more enjoyable. Or maybe you love to barbecue. Maybe you like hanging out with the family on the back deck and barbecuing, and we need to build a space that has a fireplace and a TV so you can watch the game and has ventilation, so as you're barbecuing, you're able to sit back and enjoy, go jump in the hot tub, all of those things. If that's important to you, let's make sure that we talk about it so we can say, here's how we want to design and build and invest in that. Because if you're not a cook, or if hanging out on the backyard aren't important to you, let's not spend your money there. Let's decide what is important to you and put your money in that place. But really important is balancing all of these. These are just 3 things that I talked about. And if you find the right builder who has the right design team, they can work with you to balance these 3 components so you get your vision of your perfect home that has intrinsic value that you can recapture should you choose to sell. Anyway, when it comes time for you to think about where do you want to make that investment, give us a call. We'd love to go over these things with you, walk you through where is a good investment and where maybe isn't the best place for you to spend your money. We're here to guide you through the process.